it's Joe and Marcia with Empty Nest Road Trips again. And today we're gonna go to Snoqualmie Falls. It's one of our favorite spots. And then we'll go to the town of Snoqualmie. And then we're off to North Bend. So come along on the journey. It'll be fun. All right, so if you remember our last episode, we ended in Falls City, and that's where we're starting today. So going past the Roadhouse restaurant, and then over the bridge. And we'll be crossing the Snoqualmie River. Such a beautiful fall day today. Here we go. There are such pretty farms along this road. And look at this view of the river here. Wow. So we're driving on what used to be called the Old Sunset Highway. And it was before I-90 was built. And Snoqualmie Falls was the halfway point between Seattle and Snoqualmie Pass. And travelers would stop there to eat. All that was there was a restaurant. And they would stop before they continued on their journey. Over there in the distance, yes. Yeah. All right, we're winding up the hill toward the falls. The Snoqualmie Falls Lodge and Spa is a fixture here in the Northwest. And it started out as the Snoqualmie Falls Lodge. Was built in 1916. And like I said earlier, it was just a restaurant then. And they were known for their country breakfasts, which they still are, by the way, known for their breakfasts. It was remodeled as a hotel in 1988. Lodge, and then in 1996 they remodeled it again and it became the Salish Lodge and Spa. It's a beautiful lodge and it's now owned by the Snoqualmie tribe. So we're headed into the parking lot. We're going to see if we can find a place to park and then we'll show you the falls in a minute. So we parked in the upper parking lot, which is free. It's the east parking lot. You can also park down there. It costs you some money, a few bucks. And over here is the Salish. Here's the Salish Lodge, the entrance. There's a really cool car parked in front of it right now. And fun fact, we spent our wedding night here.
Yay! All right, so now we're above Snoqualmie Falls. What's interesting about it is it's about 100 feet wide and 268 feet from top to bottom. And in the winter, boy, the water really rushes over this. In winter and spring, when the snow melts in the early spring, this thing is just absolutely flowing. The flow today is not so bad. We're just getting into the wet weather, rainy season here in the Northwest, but boy, it really gushes in the spring. It's also a very fun walk. You can walk down to the bottom of Snoqualmie Falls. There's about a mile or so hike down to the bottom, and you can have lunch on the rocks on the river. It's an awful lot of fun. And there's a train that goes by across the way. In the summer, they've got train rides that go through the woods and around. Just keep to your right over here, and to the right. It goes up through those trees and then back through the woods. It's a pretty scenic ride. Now we're looking at the falls from the observation deck. It's kind of cool. So this is where my wife and I shared our first kiss 30 years ago. All right, so this is the walking trail. You take this trail all the way down. It becomes a gravel path at some point, and you can walk all the way down to the bottom of the falls. And there's a dam, there's a power station, excuse me, a power station down below where the water runs through the turbines.
There's a nice little park here at the falls too that you can, there's picnic tables over there.
This place is full of people in the summer. Families coming out.
Summertime you can't even get a parking place.
Picnics.
But it is a lovely place to come.
There's a snack bar down here, I believe, restrooms.
Every touristy place has a gift shop. Let's go see what this one looks like.
Museum too.
Yeah. Cute. There's even a little museum here. Yeah, this is really neat. Now we're gonna just look at the lodge for a minute. They have a fire pit going outside. Isn't that the coolest thing? Beautiful entrance. That's the bridge that we walked over.
Oh yeah, I bet it was pretty. And so
Neat fire pit. Love that. Well, our favorite gift shop is no longer, apparently. They're gonna make it a bar. News to us. Okay, well, this is the lobby. It's like Joe's lumberjack look today.
No wrong, man. One of my favorite times.
They moved the gift shop to a banquet room. Interesting. They have cool stuff in here though, and a lot of it's locally made. So we're leaving Snoqualmie Falls, and we're heading to the town of Snoqualmie. It will not take us long to get there. Coming into the town of Snoqualmie.
It's the old train station, Snoqualmie train station.
There's a log in there, a really big one.
Been there for years.
They're already decorating for Christmas.
This was a logging town 100 years ago.
It was actually a farming town, and nearby was one of the largest hops ranches in the world at the time. And it eventually closed down because of an aphid epidemic, or whatever you call it, when bugs kill things. There's the train depot. We'll find a place to park here in a minute and walk you around a little bit, but there's some really neat things to see here. And the town is just charming. Just a cute small town. Lots of great shops and restaurants. I remember we said last time every small town has a great hardware store. There it
There it
is.
is.
And it's really good. It's like a gift shop too. A lot of fun things in there. This back street has some cute shops and restaurants as well. It's pretty busy today for the middle of a weekday. Here's the train yard. These cute little cottages to the side of it too. Probably the people who worked here lived in those, because they're definitely old.
Can't see it inside, unfortunately. It's a little passenger.
Some of these you can see through them a little bit, but you can't go in them, unfortunately. At least not today.
This was the locomotive they used to move the train cars around inside the yard.
There's more over there.
Got a wooden seat. All right. Kind of cool. All right. So in order to track on both sides, the transmission.
So did you know that the town of Snoqualmie was originally called Snoqualmie Falls? The town was. And the town of North Bend was originally called Snoqualmie. They made them change the name because it was too similar to the name of this town.
This is cool. Can you imagine where they shoveled the coal in? Good Lord in heaven, it's so hot in here. Train whistle. Cool.
All right, so now we're gonna go around the front and inside. Oh, is it not open today? Oh shoot, because it's kind of neat. They have a beautiful Christmas tree inside. Look at that. That's too bad. Last time it was open. Oh, okay. I guess we'll go through the bookstore. I think we can get in that way. They have it decorated. So fun. Look at that. Oh, here we go. Now we can get inside. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So this was the gentleman's side of the depot, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is where the men would hang out and smoke cigars. This is the ticket window. You buy your ticket. 2 tickets to Seattle, please.
Pretty cool. All this original wood is just stunning. Look at the stained glass too. So pretty.
Yeah, it says you were standing in the men's waiting room in Snoqualmie Depot, built in 1890 by the SLS&E. The Snoqualmie Depot was the finest station in the line and cost $4,200 to build. Wow. The building extravagance was deliberate. The company foresaw Snoqualmie becoming a popular tourist destination. Where the men would hang out and smoke cigars and wait for the train. Very cool.
It's a fun gazebo in the middle of town with a beautiful garbage can, sorry. Doesn't it look like a Hallmark movie? They've already got a Christmas tree in it. It's so cute. Now look at this view of the town with Mount Si behind it. So beautiful today. The town of Snoqualmie sits on the Snoqualmie River, of course, if I can get down here without falling. So the town of Snoqualmie is back there. And here is the beautiful Snoqualmie River.
That way is Snoqualmie Falls. And in the spring, this river is probably another 8 or 10 feet higher. Snow going over the falls.
Back road in the town of Snoqualmie. Look at this place.
Wow, that's great.
What a neat house.
There's several really.
This is an old building. Look at the door. Look at that door. Isn't that cool? And then the train, it's right next to the train depot. I think it might have been a hotel. So we're gonna go out onto the main road. So Snoqualmie was incorporated as Snoqualmie Falls in 1903. They eventually dropped the falls part and just called it Snoqualmie. A big lumber mill opened here in 1917, and that's what sustained the town for a long time, until the highway that is now known as I-90 was opened and kind of bypassed, because this used to be the main highway to go up through the pass. And when the freeway opened, the town died down a little bit until the mid-1990s, when the master plan community of Snoqualmie Ridge opened just up the road here, and this town has really come back to life, and it's a pretty neat place now.
There's a PGA golf course up there.
Yeah, with these views. I mean, look at that.
In about a month, these hills will be full of snow.
So now we're going to head out to the town of North Bend. And we're heading out to North Bend, and that is Mount Si, which is, I mean, it's not a mountain as far as mountains go around here in the Northwest, but it is one of the larger ones, and it's a really popular hiking mountain. We have not done it. We're not that avid of hikers. There's another peak called Little Si that's apparently a lot easier to summit. We haven't even done that one though. And North Bend kind of sits in a valley, and it's only not even 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now, but because it is in the valley, it gets a little darker in the afternoon. But look at these.
Looks like there are already a little bit of snow at the top of Snoqualmie Pass and Falls.
Yeah, it's starting. It did snow there last week, I believe. Look at this beautiful farmland here. This has got to be Old Tollgate Farm, it says. I don't know if it's old, but it sure is cute. Crossing something. is the ancestral home of the Snoqualmie tribe. And William Taylor platted the town in 1889. Its original name was Snoqualmie. That's what he named it. But he was asked to change it because, of course, it was so similar to the name Snoqualmie Falls, which was next door, which eventually did become Snoqualmie. This became Mountain View for a little while, and then later they renamed it North Bend because it sits on a bend of a river. It was primarily agriculture and logging, and it was incorporated in 1909. And if you see over there on the corner, that's Tweedy's Cafe. If you're a Twin Peaks fan, that was
the R&R Cafe. They even have an R&R on top of the cafe.
Oh, that's how they do.
Yeah.
It was the R&R Cafe in Twin Peaks. The North Bend Theater is actually a really cool historic theater. We've been to a movie there. So we'll drive through downtown as soon as the traffic clears out here. Alright. So there is the famous Tweedy's Cafe. They have very good burgers, by the way, if you're wanting a good burger. Oh, and they're all decorated for Christmas too. Look, all the lights are on the trees. So this is the historic district of the town. It's a very popular suburb. There are a lot of neighborhoods around here, newer neighborhoods. That looks like a really fun place. Iron Duck Public House. Shaw Ale House. No shortage of
The old Chevy dealership.
bars.
That thing's been there. North Bend Chevrolet. That's been around for a while.
Scott's Dairy Freeze. There's got to be a story behind that.
Oh, look at that
old.
place. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
That is really cool. North Bend Motel. That's got to have been here since the days where this was the highway.
New construction.
And then you see
condos.
newer things too.
This was a sleepy little town for years until Snoqualmie Ridge was put in the early 90s and kind of rejuvenated and brought it back to life again. Now it's just kind of a fun destination town.
All right, so quick trip backwards through the town. There's that Dairy Freeze. It's been there a while. That's something we're gonna
Look
stop
at this
and
old
try.
dealership. This is the showroom for the dealership, for the Chevy dealership. It's kind of Bavarian looking.
Oh, look at that Mustang. Sweet. So that's North Bend. And the sun's going down. So thanks for joining us for another episode of Empty Nest Road Trips, and we'll see you next time.